Okay, so this is the last of the 3 videos. I'm gonna go a little fast, so make sure that you remember that you always have the pause button and the rewind button. If you've missed something, or I need to slow down, or you just wanna hear that again because it sounds so sweet. All right, assignment law 7.3. So this is Systems of Inequalities. Ooh. This is going to be on my page 65 and it's notes. So this is going to look similar to what we did last unit because unit 6 was all about systems. All right, I'll turn to my page 65. Okay. There you go. Label it 65. Set up my notes. Systems of Inequalities. So again, we're talking about a system is 2 or more equations. So we're talking about 2 or more inequalities. And you're welcome. This is just 1 page. Woo woo! All right, a solution. What does the solution mean? All the points work for both equations. All the points that work. All the points for both equations. So you really have to think of it like a region. It's a region. That's what the solution is. And we don't have any good symbols to show the solution to a system of inequalities other than graphing. So we must graph. Okay, so let's get out that second handout that you got on Friday. You see the 2 equations, and if you don't have this for some reason, I need to put it on Canvas. If I didn't put it on Canvas, then remind me, send me an email. But you can also, just do it yourself. Just write them out and use the graph that's on this paper. So you don't have to have the handouts. You just might have to do a little bit more writing then. Wah, wah. All right, cut. Ooh-wee, just 1 piece of paper. You're welcome. All right, don't use your whole house's glue or tape. It's like industrial. I've had this glue stick for like years. Guess I don't use a lot of glue at home. All right, replace the cap. This. All right. So examples. A, B. You can always work ahead and then check back. Okay, so let's graph this one. I'm going to call it a star here. So for the star, your B is 1, and your M is 4/3. So I always like to show the arrows. We go positive, positive. It is not equal to, so we're talking about a dashed line. So again, we're just following steps 1, 2, and 3 from the lesson before. So it's a dashed line, and so do I shade above or below? So since its Y is greater, I'm gonna go above. Okay, so those are my little notes. You can have those notes, you don't have to have those notes, but they should be in your notes. And if you have to write them differently to remind yourself what they mean, please do so. All right, so B is 1, and I'm gonna go up 4/3. I can do it again, up 4/3. Hopefully you had the habit of going down 4/3. I need to concentrate. Doing this and going through your whole graph when we've practiced these, so that this is kind of a good habit already. And so you go all the way through your graph. Okay, so it's a dash line, and I'm gonna shade above. So dash, let's draw that in. And you could do these different colors if you wanted to. You know, you gotta have a little fun with it. And I'm gonna shade above. So Y goes up this way, so above is this way. And actually, I'm gonna shade kind of light because I only really care about the region that they meet. So I'm happy to see this on your paper, and I started out a little dark, but I really care about when these two lines, when the colors are together. So I'm just gonna shade lightly. Okay, let's call this this open circle one. So open circle. B is -2, and M is a positive 1/3. So again, I go up because that's positive, and to the right because that's positive. It is or equal to, it is equal. So we're gonna draw a solid line. That's step 2 on graphing. And it is less than or equal to. So less than, I'm gonna shade below. Again, write whatever you need to write to remember what this means. So I start at -2, and I go up 3/1, up 1/3, up 1/3, up 1/3. And they won't always match perfectly, but this one actually does in terms of dots. So I go down 1, back 3, I go negative, and then negative, 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 because negative, negative is a positive. And I'm gonna connect the dots and make a solid line. And I'm shading below. So I'm gonna take another color just for funsies, and I'm gonna shade below my solid line. Oh. So what you have is really 4 sections. And when you look at it, it's either this section right here that's gonna fit, this section right here, or this section right here. And if you look, I see some red, I see some blue. So with a third color, because I'm fancy like that, I'm gonna really show you that this is the solution. So this is part of the solution, this is definitely the solution, and then this dash line is the solution. Okay, so I could check. So if you want to check, test a point that's supposed to work. So if I look like right here, I know that that's orange. I know that's part of my solution, and that's -10, -10. So if I put -10, -10 in for both of these equations, just like we did for Unit 6 when we were checking our work with those systems, this should satisfy both inequalities. So it's still hard. You still might have graphed a line wrong. This is why, we'll have lots of time in class to practice this stuff so you can check in with teammates and make sure you're graphing the correct line. It's tricky stuff. So that's another reason why I want to flip this classroom. So you have lots of time to practice and you can check in with teammates to make sure you're on the right track. All right, example B. So let's do this one as the star. So we've got B equaling -3, and our M is -2. So I always put it over 1, and so I'm gonna go negative, and I always go to the right. That's always gonna be positive direction, to the right. Okay, dashed or dotted, dashed or solid, sorry. Line under, solid. And greater than, so I'm gonna go above the line. All right, let's do this one. So, -3, down 2 over 1. Very steep line. Use a straight edge, solid. This is another reason why you have to use a straight edge. Here we are, guys. Your region's gonna be all wonky if you do not attend to precision and use a straight edge. Okay, for this one, all right, this is not in graphing form. Ugh, Miss Taylor, ugh, you're the worst. Okay. So let's just put it into graphing form. So if you remember the other example from this one, we found our zeros because it wasn't in graphing form. And you can do that and then test a point like 0, 0. I'm going to put it in y equals mx plus b form. So I'm going to show you the other way that I actually like to graph this. Okay. All right, so let's see. I wish I had a different color, and I think I do. So let's see if this one will show up under the screen. Okay, so I'm solving for y. I'm getting it into y form. So I get the 2x to the other side by subtracting. Does that show up? It does. Okay, so these cancel. I have a 3y less than, and these are not like terms, but I like my x term first, and then the -12, so I can't combine them. And then I still have to get this 3, so I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Make sure you're dividing the entire other side by 3. These make 1, so 1y, that we just say y, is less than, okay, these are just a fraction, but it's a slope intercept, so I'm not scared of a fraction for this one. And -12 divided by 3 is a -4. Okay, so I didn't have to flip because when I divided it was a positive number. So this never had to flip to the other side. Remember, multiply, divide by a negative number, flip that inequality. All right, so B is equal to -4, M is equal to -2 over 3. So I go down, and then I always go to the right. Solid or dotted, dashed. So it is less than, it is not equal to, so a dashed line. And it's less than. So it's less than up here, but really this is what matters. You have to get it into y form and it's still less than. So we're gonna do below the line, or where y goes down, down, down. Okay, -4. And then I go down 2 over 3. Or I go up and back. So I go positive, but then 1 negative. I am making a dashed line. And I'll need to see that. I'll need to see that you did a dashed line. And I need to shade. Oh, I didn't shade the first one. What am I doing? Okay, sorry. For the solid one, I need to shade above. So Y goes up here. So follow this solid line. And I'm going above. Again, I'm gonna do a little light because I care where they intersect. I don't, my focus is not where one of them is shading. Okay, so dashed and below. So on the dash line, I go below or where Y goes down. So I'm, ooh, I see where they match. I'll just do a little bit here, but they match right down here. So I'm gonna take my third color and shade this region. Again, if you check a point that you know makes sense. So if I wanna check, I would check like 5, -10. So at this point is definitely in the orange region. So check 5, -10 if you want to check. So why don't I just check it with the first one? So you need to check it with both equations. But if I checked it with the first one, I'd say 5 is greater than or equal to -2, 5 minus 3. So -10 is greater than or equal to, that's -10, take away 3, that's -13. Is -2 bigger than -13? Yes. It is more positive. And so when you get to the negatives, this one is higher up than this one. So this one is bigger because it's more positive. It's closer to that 0, it's above. Okay, that's it. You should be able to do your homework. Have the best day.